Like, do you have an impossible goal right now?
I have a bunch of them. Like one of my goals is to be worth $230 million.
Okay. So let's do the exercise right here. So
Yeah.
$230 million. So what's the number one thing you can do in the next 2 hours to make major progress on being worth $230 million?
Have really cool conversations like I'm having with you so that I can generate more awareness for my brand, which will generate more awareness for the community I'm running, which will generate more revenue, which will generate more possibility for me.
Now, was that an answer from your brain or was that an intuitive answer?
That was an answer from my calendar.
Okay.
I just know what my next 2 hours look like. So that was a calendar-based answer.
Okay, let's move that one aside.
Yeah.
Okay, after this conversation with me, what's the number one thing you can do in the next 4 hours to make major progress on your goal to 230 million? No.
Well, I recognize I have to get out of my own way. A lot of times I find significance from solving small problems.
Yeah.
And try to be the solution for everybody. So the first person I meet every day calls me with their problem, and it's like, hey, how do I change the laundry detergent in the washing machine? I'm like, oh, here, let me help you. Like I have a bleeding heart, if you will. I want to help people. I want to serve people.
Okay.
And so what I'm working on right now is saying no. I used to think the way to achieving $230 million was say yes. Whatever shows up, say yes, say yes. And now I've recognized yes gets me to a point.
Yeah.
But no is actually what's going to get me to the unknown.
Okay. And is that something is this a new thought you just gave me here or something you've been
This is something I've been playing with for like the last 3 months.
Okay. Okay. So that's an answer from your brain.
Yeah.
That's not an intuitive answer.
Well, it was an intuitive answer because I thought I was going to have like a mental emotional breakdown. My body was failing me. I felt miserable. I felt terrible. So it was a body felt emotion that I then had to give meaning to from my head.
Okay, but I mean, in this moment, it wasn't an intuitive
answer.
answer.
Yeah. In the moment, yes.
Yeah, because what I was trying to get to, and we haven't got to yet, but is when you ask yourself a question, you can get two types of answers.
Yeah.
One is a thinking answer.
Yeah.
And the thinking answer is from your mindset, which is from your past, right? And that answer usually has a delay, almost like your brain is searching a reference, like a file.
Like running the computer.
Yes. That is, of course, unless it's something you've done frequently that's on top of your mind. And that's why it popped up. The other answer we're after is this intuitive answer where you ask yourself a question and before you're done asking it, the answer pops up. So let me ask it a different way. Putting aside everything else you've planned about that target, what is one thing you could do in the next 24 hours to make major progress on your goal to be worth 230 million?
It just goes back to saying no. Like I can feel it in my chest. I can feel it in my stomach. Like say no.
So does that pop up instantly?
Instantly. Like you're halfway through the question. It's like stop saying yes.
Okay. So you got 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the number one thing you can do in the next 48 hours to make a major progress on your goal to be worth 230 million?
Man, it just keeps no. It's all about the no for me.
Still
like
no.
I can like feel it in my chest. I can feel it in my stomach when you say that. Like I can actually like feel it bubble up.
Okay, let's go out a little bit further. What's the number one thing you can do in the next week to make major progress on your goal to be worth 230 million?
It's all about talent. Who I surround myself with.
Did that pop up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the number one thing you can do in the next 30 days to make major progress on your goal to be worth 230 million?
Still talent. Like it just like having the right people around me.
Did that answer pop up or was there a pause?
It was the answer that popped up and I tried to like look deeper and didn't find anything.
Okay. So what's the number one thing you can do in the next 3 months to make major progress on your goal to make 230? Be worth 230 million.
Take action. Like take action.
Was that an intuitive answer or thinking
No,
answer?
that was like a hey, my internal side saying like, hey motherfucker, you're not taking enough action on the goals you have for your life. Like you're not pushing the needle yourself.
Yeah.
You're letting other people push your needle.
This goal doesn't sound that unknown to you.
No, I've played with it a lot.
Okay, so this really isn't,
No, I've played. I mean, it's an unknown because it's like to go from 7 to 230.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to talk about, but okay, like let's let the rubber meet the road. How the hell am I going to get there? So that's why it feels.
But
like
you got to let go of how.
Yeah, I figured out, and one of the things that I've been working on, which is really interesting from the framing questions you just asked, is I've stopped seeking answers and started seeking questions.
Okay.
Because I've found that answers have limited me. And like what your framework just did, you did an incredible job of not limiting the framework.
Yeah.
But most people ask questions to get an answer so that the answer is the end game and they have to do nothing else.
Yeah. The thing that's going to help you the most is letting go of strategy. Because strategy and what to do is the byproduct of alignment. Because the other thing that is you're one phone call, one idea, one connection away from being worth $230 million.
Yeah.
Literally one phone call.
Yep.
So the way to make it happen is to stop chasing it.
Yeah.
Because we grew up in a reality that was based on action creates reality. But in the past 5-10 years, reality is different. We're accessing the frequency above, which is the frame level. So all you have to do is hold the aligned frame. So most people are walking around like, I don't get $230 million phone calls. That's impossible. And you don't want to be, I do get $230 million phone calls. You don't even want to be, yes, they're coming. You want to be, I absolutely will get a $230 million phone call. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because that's the frame, the frequency of your reality that will generate the aligned mindset. And that mindset will show up when it's time for it. And once the mindset shows up, then the mindset will generate the actions and the strategies.
So how do you get in alignment with that? Like, how do you get alignment?
The first step is with a decision. And the decision is the first way to set a frame. So this is how we can do it. So repeat after me. I take full ownership of my life and everything in it.
I take full ownership of my life and everything in it.
I am going to find a way
I'm going to find a way
to be worth $230 million
to be worth $230 million
because I'm not going to stop until I do.
because I'm not going to stop until I do.
Feel that?
Yeah.
Feel that certainty?
Yeah.
Because that's an aligned frame is 100% certain. So the first step, and now while this is call it a global, a macro frame, it's not like what's Matt going to do this week. That's the frame that will create the mindset.
So it's starting to create a frequency.
Yes.
A frequency by which you operate on.
You're dialing into a different reality because the other, there's an infinite number of parallel realities. You could, after our session today, you could go get a pizza, you can go get a taco and meet different people, right? So most people's frame, their future frequency is based on the reaction to the present. They wake up, they look at their life, they have a reaction, and they're moving forward from the reaction. What I'm teaching people how to do is to get out of reaction and choose the reality they want to align with. And what's going to happen is you'll get in alignment with that frame, like in this moment you are, and then what will happen is you'll start taking action, you'll get kicked out again. And when you get kicked out by the old contradicting mindset perspective that needs to be removed.